You are watching a master at work.
What's happening, people? It's Steve Merkel here, or Merc for short. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day so far. Today's video is going to be episode 3 of Road to Destiny's The Dark Below DLC, which is coming out December 9th. Today's episode will be a slideshow of images that I've captured in the last couple days. These images were found on Google, Destiny Database, Planet Destiny, and a couple other places, and all their links will be in the description down below. With that out the way, let's get started. The first image we have to take a look at today is a hunter helmet, which is called ATS-8 Arachnid. This image is of Dr. Crispy 93, which is a level 31 hunter who I'm guessing is a Bungie employee because he has access to all kinds of gear. But this helmet is pretty awesome, and I'll leave a link in the description to the Destiny database where you might be able to check out some of the perks. The next image we have is of the Necrochasm, which kind of has that bad juju look with the green oozing out of it, and it's actually animated. You can't tell by the picture, but the green slime or smoke or whatever it is on the side actually moves. And we'll have more on the Necrochasm in a few minutes. The next image we have is of Crota. I'm guessing this is the Strike version of Crota, not the Raid version. I'm guessing they're two different things. Maybe the Strike is like, his soul or something, and then the Raid is actually him. Because you can see he's not like a solid person or anything. It looks like it's just his soul and he's surrounded by witches. So I don't think there'll be this setting in the Raid, so I'm guessing it's the Strike version. Next up, we have a clip that was pulled from the Bungie trailer, and before and after this image, they were playing settings from the Raid, like he was being chased and then he was killing people, and you could tell he was talking about the Raid, so it was obviously the Raid. So I'm guessing this particular image is from the Raid as well, and you can see that there's like this green boiling water pool or a jacuzzi looking thing, and I'm guessing if you fall in that, you die. So I'm can picture us running through and trying to avoid these pools, maybe jumping over them and stuff. So it'll be kind of cool to see what mechanic those play into, if any at all. The next two images will be of Dragon's Breath, an exotic rocket launcher that leaves a solar flare in its wake after every explosion. This rocket launcher will be coming in the Dark Below DLC 100%, and it looks like the new Gjallarhorn. As you can see, it leaves what looks like a Warlock solar grenade after every detonation. So compared to the Gjallarhorn, where it has these things that, attach and kill other enemies in the area, the Dragon's Breath rocket launcher will just leave a solar flare in its wake and everything that's in there will die, which is pretty awesome. So after Dragon's Breath, we get a look at an exotic hunter helmet. I'm not sure what it's called, and I couldn't find much information on this. It was nowhere to be found on Destiny database, at least I couldn't find it. So I'm not sure what the perks are or, how you get it. I would assume it's raid gear, but not 100%. But hopefully we'll get more info on this because it looks awesome. It looks kind of like buggy, like kind of like a roach head or something like that with the big eyes. So I'm looking forward to wearing this. And right after the hunter helm, we get a look at some exotic legwear or boots. And again, not too much information on this other than they look awesome. And in the video, he's like dancing and, cutting up with him. So that was pretty funny. But they look awesome. They're like glowing. It doesn't look like something the hunter would have. But with this new DLC, I'm sure they're releasing all kind of gear that looks different and it's no way the same. So I'm looking forward to checking out these perks for this one. Unfortunately, there aren't any at this time. Next up, we have something pretty interesting. Treasure maps. Not exactly sure what these are or what they will play into. Hopefully they're like exotic bounties and you have to, find this, do this, kill this person, and that some, after 10, 20 steps of doing this, something that would take you a week, maybe you get an exotic gun or, something really cool. But these look really long. They have different types. They have rare, they have normal, they have legendary. I think I saw an exotic as well. So really interested to see what these will be like. Hopefully, they're like exotic bounties. The next two images are of an exotic sparrow and an exotic ship. Not too sure what these are. I'm sure they won't do anything super special. Maybe they're just, be really cool to look at. There are rumors that, you get like a rare ship, and once you add a couple things to it, it becomes exotic. So might be true for the same as the sparrow. It's a legendary or rare sparrow. You get a couple items, get a couple materials, and then it's an exotic sparrow. But I don't see them making the guardian sparrows to where they can shoot like pikes. I think that would be a little OP, but maybe they could do. No, they probably won't do that. So this will just be probably like a sparrow you can do tricks on or something like that. Nothing, that'll actually have a primary function in the game. And the ship will most likely just be for looks. Now that we got to the sparrow and the ship, next are upgrade materials, which are pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they're not going to leave Ascendant Energy and Shards useless. I'm sure that Ascendant Energy and Shards will still have some function, but I think maybe they'll be backseated to these, which are Crux of Crota, Embalming Orb, Ruined Core, Radiant Energy, and Radiant Shard. Now we know that in the DLC, you can evolve weapons. So say I have like a rare or normal fusion rifle. I add a couple things to it and it becomes a legendary or exotic fusion rifle now with maybe, more ammo in the clip or different perks or something like that. Or, I have an auto rifle, which Husk of the Pit is a prime example. It's a regular white auto rifle. You add a couple things to it, it becomes Eidolon's Alley, which is a legendary auto rifle, and now it'll explode people when you get headshots, You add a couple embalming orbs to them, or Crux of Crota, or something like that, and then it becomes Necrochasm, the exotic auto rifle, which I'm assuming Necrochasm, you can probably get it as a drop in the hard raid, kind of like the Vex Mythoclast, but they're just, they're giving people other ways to get to these things. If I play the raid 20 times and still don't get the Necrochasm, now I have a way to get it otherwise, kind of like raid points. I'm assuming that Crux of Crota will be something that drops in the raid. So the more times you play it, the more Crux of Crota you get. And so if I have 20 Crux of Crota, now I can bring the Husk of the Pit auto rifle, the white auto rifle, to the legendary one. And then once I get 20 more Crux of Crota, if I still haven't got the Necrochasm drop, now I have a way to upgrade that legendary Eidolon Alley, or whatever it's called, to Necrochasm. Alright guys, that wraps up the slideshow. In this DLC, Destiny, or Bungie I should say, is bringing a lot of different things and a lot of different ways to do different things. Evolving weapons, treasure maps, different missions, quests. I am so excited for all the stuff they're going to bring and all the new stuff that they're adding to the game that will hopefully just improve and lengthen its longevity. I love this game. It's just after you have a couple 30s, you run out of stuff to do, and I think the DLC is the first step in solving that. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment telling me what you think. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later, daters.